We are Valleywide News, breaking news and events across the valley. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Citizen, we're also live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, as well as TikTok this evening. We are on the corner of Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street, specifically the LDS Church across the street from the Queen Creek Elementary School. We are on the scene of an officer-involved shooting that took place. All we know at the moment is on the grounds of the LDS Church. We don't know the specifics behind the reasoning, what happened with the suspect, what they were doing on the grounds of the LDS Church. We don't know what their intent was or anything at this moment. We do know that the public information officer did come out about 30 minutes ago, saying that they would have an update for all the media coming up shortly. We can tell you this happened about an hour and a half ago, approximately an hour and a half ago or so, just before the sun went down. Again, on the scene of an officer-involved shooting, heavy police presence still right now on the scene. We can tell you that Mesa command units and Mesa police are on the scene to investigate. Usually that happens. Outside agency investigates an officer-involved shooting in another city. So again, we are currently in what is normally quiet area of Queen Creek. Quite frankly, not a lot goes on in Queen Creek, thankfully, but we can tell you if you're in the area, a heavy police presence. Those of you trying to go down 204th Street off of East Chandler Heights Road. It is currently closed down and will be for quite some time, so you will need to find an alternative route. Once again, we hope to hear from the public information officer shortly as to exactly what happened or transpired that led up to this officer-involved shooting. Again, heavy police presence still exists here on the scene, again at the grounds of the LDS Church, and we're working and hoping to find out more as soon as possible. We appreciate you joining us. Those of you on Facebook, YouTube, and X, we appreciate it. If you're live with us on Citizen, there's quite a number of you. I apologize, we cannot monitor chat right now. We're monitoring several other things going on here on the scene. But again, all we know right now is an officer-involved shooting. Again, we also we apologize, there's a lot of cars going by, but we can tell you, thankfully, there were no officers injured in this incident. So thankfully, no officers injured in this officer-involved shooting. We're trying to monitor all kinds of information coming out. Okay, and just as we reported earlier, there is no known threat or danger to the community at this time. Which hopefully means that the suspect was in one way or another stopped, whatever that might be. Again, we're hoping for a public information officer to bring us up to speed. This could take more than an hour, what they said. Usually that's because a lot of the investigation coming from the Mesa Police Department, they are not quick, especially with an officer-involved shooting, to release too many details too quickly. So this investigation could go on for quite some time before they bring us up to speed. We're not sure if we'll be here live on the scene all that time, but what we can say is we will reach out to the Queen Creek Police Department to get an update whenever it is that they provide it. All right. Now, to everybody joining us on all our social media at this time, again, Valleywide News, independent media here in Arizona. Best way to help support us is watching right here and downloading the Citizen app, especially you all here in Queen Creek. We know not a lot goes on, and we know that a lot of people were reaching out to us saying that they saw it on their Ring app notifications, community notifications. As well, a good thing to do is download the Citizen app, and anytime there's something happening in your area that is of significance to the community, we go live and we will bring you up to speed as much as possible. I know I've repeated it quite a number of times, but there's a lot of people just joining us. Again, we're live here on the scene in Queen Creek, Arizona. Officer involved shooting. Currently we're zoomed in on some type of, now some people have said that looked like that was a person. From our vantage point, that does not look like that. That looks like a rolling bag of some kind. We're not sure if that was involved in the incident that happened here with the officer involved shooting. But again, we're just zooming in on it because it seems to be a lot of police tape around that area. And once again, we hope to find out in a short time from now from the Queen Creek Police Department and the Public Information Officer as to what happened that led up to this officer-involved shooting. Heavy police presence still here on the scene. 204th Street, just off of East Chandler Heights Road, is completely shut down. You will not be able to get down that road. So if you live in that neighborhood right by Queen Creek Elementary, you're going to need to find an alternative route. And that will be for several hours. So once again, officer involved shooting right here off of East Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street in Queen Creek, Arizona, right across the street at the LDS Church, on the property of the LDS Church, across the street from the Queen Creek Elementary School. So again, we have crime scene investigators here on the scene. Again, Mesa Police Department Command Unit is the one taking over the investigation for the Queen Creek Police Department and the officer involved shooting. Now again, we're not sure if what we were zoomed into earlier has anything to do with the suspect involved in this situation. We can tell you that it appears that a larger amount of police are centered around the backside of the church, specifically the south end of the church. Again, the south end of the church at the LDS Church right across the street from the Queen Creek Elementary School. Good news is no officers were injured, as we understand it, in this situation. All right, everybody, once again, we're going to try and move a little bit to see if we can kind of see where this incident took place. Again, on the south end of the LDS church is where a lot of police units appear to be congregated. So all right, and so it bears to have some repeating since we've been live here on the scene for about 42 minutes. Again, we're on the scene in Queen Creek, Arizona, of an officer-involved shooting. What led up to that officer-involved shooting and the suspect and their condition, all we know is that no officers were hurt, thankfully. Again, we are on the corner of East Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street. Specifically, the scene is on the LDS Church grounds across from the Queen Creek Elementary School. This did happen after hours, so also the students are on fall break, so no type of lockdowns in that area. But again, it did happen on the LDS Church. And forgive me, I'm not sure the name of that church, but all we know is that it's an LDS church here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Again, an officer-involved shooting. We hope to hear from the public information officer shortly. Mesa Police Department has taken over the investigation into this incident, and so they are on the scene as well. A large, heavy police presence once again on the scene. And we appreciate everybody joining us. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, X, as well as Citizen. If you can join us or subscribe on our YouTube channel, we truly appreciate it. It's the best way to support independent media. As well as install the Citizen app. Those of you living in this Queen Creek area, you'll get updated and notified right away of this type of incident or major incidents in your area. Again, hopefully we'll hear soon as to more details of what led up to this officer-involved shooting. Once again, we are also live right now on TikTok. So those of you joining us on TikTok, this is obviously on TikTok. It's for 18 and older because of the type of incidents we do go to. So we appreciate everybody across all our social media channels. I wish I could engage with chat with everybody on the scene. I'm going to try and see if I can see anybody that might have questions. Again, the good news is no officers were hurt, and according to the Queen Creek Police Department, there is no danger to the community at this time, which is great news. So as far as the community goes, anybody trying to get down the street rather, of 204th Street off of Chandler Heights Road, that will be completely shut down for quite some time, so you'll have to find an alternative route to get home this evening. More than likely this will be closed for a number of hours while this investigation takes place. All right, those of you joining us on Citizen, we are going to end our coverage. We got, actually, going to stick around a little bit. We got 1,300 of you watching right now. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us. Again, we're here in Queen Creek, what's usually a very quiet area and neighborhood, all around the Queen Creek area. Right now with a heavy police presence and an officer-involved shooting. Right here at the LDS Church, off of East Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street. Specifically, they look like they're doing a lot of investigating on the south end of the building, and that's just speculation. It just seems to be where a number of units are posted up, pointing towards the back of the building itself. And those of you, again, on Facebook, YouTube, and X, as well as TikTok, if you download the Citizen app, it doesn't seem like a huge amount of people. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you are in this area and you download the Citizen app, you would have been notified right away. We know that a lot of people were reaching out saying that they saw it on their community involvement on the Ring app and so on, as well as on Facebook, certain groups in the Queen Creek area. Again, this Citizen app, if you could download and install it, it's free, and it updates you and gives you incidents like this so that you're aware of things going on in your community. And it also helps support independent media, which is what we are. Again, on all our social media, is the best way is to like, share, subscribe to whichever social media you favor. Again, those of you on any of the social media, Facebook, YouTube, X, or even Citizen, share this out to anybody you know that might be in this area that would have an interest in what's going on in their community. Again, we go live to breaking news and events all across the valley, Queen Creek, Mesa, Gilbert, all around the valley, Phoenix, and so on. Again, thank you to the 1,386 people joining us on Citizen. We truly appreciate it. Again, the good news is there is no danger from what the Queen Creek Police Department is saying to the community in this area. Again, officer-involved shooting, and thankfully, none of our Queen Creek officers were hurt in this incident. And we hope to learn more as to what led up to this shortly. We have a lot of people starting to follow us on TikTok. We appreciate it. Again, usually you have to be 18 or older on TikTok to join us because of the type of incidents we do go on. Stand by, everybody. We're going to go live briefly on our Instagram, try and get some people to go over to our other social media channels. So you'll hear some repetitive information. All right, everybody joining us on Instagram, we truly appreciate it. We're live across all our social media here in Queen Creek on some breaking news we have to bring you that happened about approximately 2 hours ago here in Queen Creek. We're currently right off of East Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street. Specifically, the LDS Church parking lot is all we know right now. The LDS Church parking lot across from Queen Creek Elementary School. Again, that's Queen Creek Elementary School. We have an officer-involved shooting. Those of you joining us right now on Instagram, do us a favor, head on over to Facebook, YouTube, or X at Valleywide News. We're live there, as well as Citizen. No officers, as we understand it, were hurt in this incident here in Queen Creek, thankfully, and we do not have an update on the suspect at this time, but we do know that from the Queen Creek Police Department, there is no danger to the community, which is great news. So one way or another, whether the suspect was shot, is hurt in the hospital, or worse, we will be finding out the answer. And again, no danger to the community and no officers injured here in Queen Creek. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for understanding that we do a lot of repeating because we're on a number of social medias and one person out here controlling it all, and that's me. So we truly appreciate everybody that's joining us. Again, 1,416 people currently watching on Citizen. We appreciate it very much. And again, we're here to inform the community, and thankfully no danger to the surrounding area or the community at this time, as well no officers injured in this officer-involved shooting. All right, everybody. So again, forensic crime scene detectives are out here taking photographs and video of the entire scene. Again, scene taking place in the LDS Church parking lot here in Queen Creek, Arizona, specifically across the street from Queen Creek Elementary. Again, those of you just joining us, right off of East Chandler Heights Road and 204th Street. The good news is no officers were injured in this shooting. We're not sure what led up to it or the condition of the suspect that was shot. Again, we hope to find all these details out soon, hopefully getting an answer from a public information officer that should be updating the public and media shortly. Again, also to let everybody know that is joining us from surrounding area, that no danger, according to the Queen Creek Police Department, there is no danger to the community at this time. We can tell you that the Mesa Incident Command Unit is here on the scene. They are investigating and taking over for the Queen Creek Police Department in this investigation, which is protocol here in Arizona for another police agency to take over the investigation, especially in an officer-involved shooting. We can see a large amount of several police officers off to the left-hand side right here off of the road, more than likely a debriefing on the incident here this evening. Again, that black object just outside of the doors, we're not sure if that is part of the gear from police officers or it looks like a black rolling bag of some sort. We're not exactly sure if that is police officers' gear or something that involved the suspect. Again, that's just a assumption on our part, but we can tell you that they have photographed that and whatever's around it. Once again, we have 1,485 people watching on Citizen, and we appreciate it. You definitely help support independent media and coming out here essentially on our own dime to bring the community and surrounding areas up to speed on happenings in their area. Once again, we are Valley-wide News, breaking news and events here and across the valley in Arizona. All right, everybody. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to go ahead and end our live stream at this time. We can tell you that if we have any updates, and I can tell you that being on a lot of incidents like this, it could be at least 2 hours possibly before any kind of update from a public information officer comes out. But as soon as we find the information, we will relay it back to you both in the chat, on all our social media, including Citizen, so you can get a better idea of what exactly happened this evening. Again, we are going to end our live here. To wrap things up, officer involved shooting, Queen Creek Police Department involved on the LDS church grounds across the street from the Queen Creek Elementary School. No officers were injured in this incident, thankfully. Currently, Mesa Incident Command and police are on the scene investigating and taking over the investigation. Also, there is no danger to the community according to the Queen Creek Police Department. That information we did get. So the good news is, those of you seeing all this police presence and a large amount of police, there is no danger to the public, thankfully. So you can rest assured that part is good. Once again, Valleywide News on all social media, Facebook, YouTube, X, Citizen, as well as on TikTok this evening. Stand by, everyone. So yeah, that gear is in fact police gear. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that, thankfully, before we left. That is the gear of what looks to be the police officers. So has nothing to do, thankfully, with the suspect involved in this case. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Be safe out there. This is Valleywide News, breaking news and events on a breaking officer-involved shooting this evening here in Queen Creek, Arizona. Have a good night, everyone.